You're listening to TrawlCast.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to TrawlCast. We are back, and we are super excited this week. My name's Sean Matthews.
This is Seth McClellan.
We have a very special guest, actually guests. This band started back in 2016. They are based out of Biddeford, Maine. These guys came out with their first EP in June 2018, No Alliance. Their newest release from last year, 2020, Bardo, right now has over 15,000 streams on Spotify. This week's guest is the band Division North. The members are Justin Patry, Josh Smith, Dan Aldrich, and Ian Angry Rhino Robbins. So we want to welcome these guys. So everyone, welcome Division North to the podcast.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yes, we are glad to be here.
Yeah, you get some robotic
Dan's
laughs.
here, by the way.
Oh, Dan showed up. Okay. So thank you guys for coming onto the podcast this week. We really appreciate it. How you guys doing?
Oh, you know, a butt or two.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
That's the way we roll.
I'm doing better than that, I think.
Well, now better than I'm talking to Sean.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Talked to him in a long time.
Kinky boy.
Yeah, doing better.
We get asked to do this whole thing, and Ian's like, I hope he doesn't keep, like, on me. And here he is on you. So
Don't you worry.
it's free range
We
chicken
have
right now.
plenty of questions, and there's some in-depth things we're going to find out. So
boy.
now that we got everybody kind of situated and ready to go, I guess, with Dan finally showing up, 3 hours late.
Like I said, he's famous.
famous, yeah.
So he's got
Famous
important
there.
things to do. One of them.
So first question, you guys started in 2016. How did the band come about? Like, who was the first, person who wanted to start this project? And following up with that, how did you guys come up with the name Division North?
Well, it was funny because I have a friend of mine. His name is Nick McIntyre, and I was down hanging out at his house, and he's like, I was thinking about how would you feel about starting a band? And he knew Justin and Nick Sanford, and who unfortunately is no longer with us. But we all got together at Oxbow Brewing in Portland.
That's right. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, Oxbow. We had started practicing and pretty much just started playing like that. And, certain people left the band, and we picked up these two clowns. And we've been just making music, put out that first EP in 2018. And just been a shit show ever since.
Now, again, you started out kind of just talking about it, right? You didn't have a game planned. It was almost just hey, I'm kind of thinking about jamming and starting something, and it kind of fell together, right?
Yeah, it was I think Nick got us all together. Nick McIntyre got us all together because he knew that I played guitar, he played bass, Ian sang and played guitar, and
and in between that, I was in between bands.
Yeah,
and these guys needed a drummer, so I just came and checked it out.
Nice.
And Josh, Josh was friends with Phil. I think Phil Willette was playing drums with us for a short time, and that's how Josh got here.
Yeah. And
we had a couple. I think we had several drummers in the very beginning. Ian was even programming drums, and we were just playing to drum tracks for a while.
Yeah,
at one point
before
Dan was here.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was kind of fun,
Yeah.
It's always a perfect.
That's how it started.
Justin had to keep going into the recording room and hitting play and stop. Messed up. So.
Now, how did the name Division North come about?
I don't really know if I remember.
That was a long process.
I think we wrote a bunch of names down, and I think that was just what ended up at the top of the freaking pyramid.
That one was the one that sucked the least.
Pull it out of a hat.
Yeah, it was almost a pull it out of the hat thing where we were just oh yeah, let's go with it.
Well, I think because when I came on, it was Hearts Noir.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
That was.
After
it was called Hearts Noir in the very beginning, and that was McIntyre's idea.
Yeah.
So with him
Nice.
leaving,
That's a cool name.
The song "Fool" is from that. Right?
Yeah,
It is.
The Fool is from that era. That's our oldest song.
Yeah. Song 1 in the lexicon.
In No Alliance.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
The thing, too, I know about you guys is obviously most of you guys have been in quite a few other bands in the scene over the years, and I know Justin and Dan, you guys have worked together before in other bands, right?
Yeah. We've been playing together since probably 2000. And I know we've been in, we were in Left on the Outside. What else?
Athame,
yeah.
That's right.
Athame.
That's how I met you guys when you guys were in Athame, yeah.
And then there was some in-between stuff that we jammed that never actually made it off the ground, really.
Yeah.
Well, Justin, you and I were in a band for a hot minute, way back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that was one of the year or two that Dan wasn't with us. It was because we had your buddy Timmy Shepard and his friend there playing.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, that was last week's
Yep.
Attack.
Greg.
Which I shit you not, dude. I was in my parents' basement going through stuff, and I still have that Boston Herald that has Osama bin Laden on it with the whole.
Oh, nice.
And it says last week's Attack under. I still have it.
Shit, that's cool.
That looks like a pretty good
I
album.
told him not to burn it.
Yeah,
That's to keep it. I got to bring it down.
that's great because that was I remember when we were trying to figure out what the hell we were going to call that band. We were like, I don't know, and then like somebody brought in a newspaper, and we're like, hey, there it is.
I'll have to bring that in.
Yeah, last week did that.
That's what it says on the headline. Yeah.
I think I still have some of that stuff.
That's brilliant.
Wow.
That's cool.
It's
got
super
it from
yellow.
you. I
The
think
paper
you
is like
showed me.
super yellow now
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
It's so old.
And for those out there listening who don't know, Justin is also in Trawl. Justin is also in our band too. So we have all kinds of connections going on.
Yeah, there's some
between-
nepotism. I mean,
in the scene. Yeah. Nepotism.
Cheating on that other
Trawl
band.
too there.
I'll say, and other projects for everyone. Ian has Egin. Yeah.
Oh,
and
yes,
then
yep.
Dan has, what's it called? Burning Time, I think. Yeah. Dan is also the owner and operator of Midtown Music now. So congratulations on that, man. We haven't really.
Ooh, yeah.
Right.
Free
Thank you
plug,
very
Dan.
much. That's
Yeah,
kind of
congrats,
why
man.
I'm late. It took a little bit for me to get out of there.
You know what, though? That's good to see somebody who's a musician taking over a music store and trying to bring it back to life and trying to spread the word of music, because there's not a lot of people still doing that right now.
Yeah, you didn't mention because you probably don't know, but Ian has also kind of been getting the Project 7 back together too.
Oh,
Yes,
I did
that's
not
right.
know.
Secret.
That's
Excellent.
right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
The reincarnation.
With 3, we still don't know where Zach is, so it's just the 3 of us.
Right.
He's on a fucking
Shit
milk
happens.
run or
He's
what?
probably like, I'm not dealing with those guys anymore.
He's hanging out
I'll
with
bet.
Shit happens with band members. We tend to lose one member here and there. And at some point, Gary will show back up, after a few benders and a couple bad decisions. He comes back. He's like, "We're guys ready to jam."
Yep.
But
I love you guys.
Yeah.
It's like an outdoor cat. He just leaves for a little while, comes
Trust
back.
me, he'll come back.
Right.
you
got
put a
an
bowl.
Yeah.
You put a
eye.
bowl of Bud Light
He'll be back.
seltzers out, and he comes back. Excited.
And then one time, frozen in the snowbank, and you're like, that's
What's up, guys? This is Will with Twin Grizzly, and you're getting nuts with TrawlCast.
So Division North has an interesting style that I can tell is, rooted in 90s music, which is some of my favorite music. But it has a lot going on kind of stylistically. And I've had a couple of conversations with Justin about like various bands that we both like. But I thought it would be kind of cool if you guys each gave like 2 or 3 influences that you think kind of inform your style or when you're thinking about like writing a Division North song or playing Division North, like what kind of influences are you guys drawing from?
I think that in this band in particular, like it depends on what project I'm in, but for this band, I know that when we first started this, Justin and I were always talking about the band Filter and how they've always been one of my favorite alternative rock bands from the 90s in particular.
Yeah.
And so I think that a lot of this, this element like that's the most natural that comes to me when I'm working on this kind of stuff. So Filter is an example, Smashing Pumpkins, obviously.
Oh, bastard, I was going to say that.
Yeah, I know.
Jimmy Chamberlain rock.
But
Great
it's
drummer.
stuff like that, a lot of 90s alt stuff. Joshua?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of an anomaly, I think, in this band. much younger, not too much younger than Ian.
He's the baby of the
I'm
band.
younger than Dan and Justin by quite a bit, I think.
Sorry.
Calling me
They're
old.
really old, and stuff. And so
with that age comes wisdom.
yeah, I mean, you gotta remember, I grew up in like the nu metal era, and like I was like bucking that trend for so long. It was such a hard thing to do, but I succumbed to it. So I grew up with like a lot of metal bands that kind of pushed that envelope, like Mudvayne. I was really big into Mudvayne. That's kind of the band that got me into playing bass.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Me too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely one of them. Yeah,
absolutely. I was really big into Muse for a long time. That's kind of where that distorted bass sound comes from. And then they turned awful. And then
they went disco pop.
They really did. And then the other band I was really into, and I've always been into, is Chevelle.
Yes.
So really into that, just big sound, really full sound. And,
bass.
Yeah, a lot of bass.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you say that. So,
all right, we got to get the screwball ready.
Yeah, so just to do this little Metallica jab of yeah. So like when I was in high school playing bass, like Metallica was the thing, like everybody was really into it. That's what I was playing. So to say Metallica wasn't an influence, I think would be a false statement. But other than that, I'm also like a wicked metalhead. Like a big wide range of stuff, but I hate playing that style. Like I'm really into like heavy. All right, I'm gonna go now.
This is the most Josh ever talked, so
yeah,
you don't want to interview.
Shut up.
He's pouring his heart out.
We need one of those bells that they have at the fucking
Yeah.
cafeteria. It's like ding, ding, ding. Come on now.
Or like Chappelle rap.
We'll get the music to play him out. Like, okay, play him off the stage. Get him going.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, how about you? What are some of your influences?
Daniel.
Okay, I'll try to explain this as easy as possible.
Dan's the only one that's not drinking beer right now, so he's going to be the one that makes the most sense.
I went through phases, okay, but I'm going to give you three big phases throughout my life, like to get me to where I am now. But the list is huge, and I could go all day over all the bands. But I'm going to say Boston, Van Halen, and Deftones.
That's a great mix of great musicians. So
when I first I would listen to it on an 8-track. It was the first album of Boston, and I heard, and then that album just was awesome. It just got me into music really more.
Excellent. And for all you young kids out there, an 8-track is the failed medium of music that came after what Seth and I have now, are huge fans of vinyl. It was vinyl, and then 8 tracks came out, and people laughed at it, and then those went away, and cassettes came out. So,
in case you didn't know, Dan is the oldest.
Man, it was like, wow.
Laserdisc, holy shit!
Oh yeah.
All right, so,
but I think Van Halen was a really big one. I just like their sound, their bombastic sound, and Eddie's playing. It was a really big influence for me because Alex Van Halen was like a really good drummer, and it just really inspired me.
That's awesome, man.
Nice.
So
And, made his drums sound like
and Deftones, because Deftones, man, I just I'm trying to categorize kind of like a whole big generation of music into 3 choices, where it's like I always like Abe's snare sounds and stuff like that, and the way that he would play in that band and kind of drive it.
Abe's like the secret weapon of that band. Like the way he approaches drums, completely makes their sound what it is. It's so awesome. So three great choices.
All right, so Justin, now you're on the fucking hot seat.
I mean, your music's awesome, and I try to listen to a lot of different things.
All right, go take a shot.
Yep.
My 3 choices are 1.
Oh boy.
We have a problem.
Ding, ding, ding.
Play him off the stage, jeez.
Gas.
10 seconds, Bob.
Sorry, I'm burping a lot right now. I get beer that literally says beer on the fucking label.
You're welcome.
It makes me feel like Simpsons or something.
Duff beer.
Beer.
The beer. Yeah.
Beers.
That beers.
All right. So the 3 bands I was into that got me where I am today was many moons ago, and that's why I play with lots of pedals and shit. So first one would be Smashing Pumpkins, and that's when I started getting into pedals. And then I would say after that, I think 6 Gig was getting really big around then. I really didn't play guitar that much back then, but I went to like 6 Gig's second or third show or whatever. My buddy Ray was in Colpit, so they played the show with them, and I saw them, and I was like, what the fuck?
Well, shit.
Yeah, they were a good band.
Yeah.
I saw the crazy
Walken.
pedal board he had, and I was like, so that's how I got where I am today with all the crazy shit. And my style, I think, too, like the drop D, drop C. I used to play drop B in one band and all that. I got all that basically from Walter. I'm sure if he ever listens to this, he's going to be like, ugh, I'm turning this off. I gave him a hug once on stage in Old Orchard Beach once, and man, I thought he looked like he was going to blow a rape whistle on me.
Well, it was because you were wearing that pink outfit, you know, with the pacifier.
Do it. That was your problem.
Banana hammock. Yeah.
He doesn't seem like the guy that likes to be hugged
No, I
or
don't think he likes
touched
to
when
be
he's
touched
on
at all
stage.
by
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Number 3.
And let's see, I'm gonna combine this, okay? So it's gonna be 3.5. So it's partially 6 Gig and partially Twitch Boy. Because if you ever saw Todd in Twitch Boy, he had the biggest fucking pedal board I've ever seen in my life. And of course, I ended up being friends with Todd over the years and whatnot. But that was like another thing that got me to like how I approach guitar today, with all the pedals and crazy shit and all that.
That's really cool, man.
So Todd was a big thing. And I still listen to not so much Twitch Boy as much anymore because it's kind of getting old. You know, it's like wicked old now. But his new bands and all that, I listen to that stuff.
The Baltic Sea.
Yeah, Baltic Sea is fucking awesome. Unfortunately, not together anymore.
Yeah.
And,
they were a great band.
His new band, Crystal Canyon, just came out with a CD this past week, I think.
Yeah.
Got a girl singer. She's from Detroit. And that stuff's cool, too. It's very much like, what the hell is their name? My Bloody Valentine, which I'm not really into that kind of noisy shit. But I respect Todd. I know that he's a true fucking artist. And if you didn't know, he owns Acadia Studio, too, now. So he records bands as well. But he's the shit, too. He would probably run away from me too if I went to him right now. Pretty sure he would not appreciate a Justin hug.
Just so everyone learns, not a lot of people are a fan of the Justin hugs because there's gyrating and rubbing and moaning that happen.
Well, he's not really a hugging type either, so when he does it, it's a little
off-putting. You're like, oh.
Incidentally, we actually did part of No Alliance, and we did part of Hexes and Triangles at Acadia. We did pieces of that over there with him too. So not all that recording was done here at my place.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure. I think I know a little bit about the Hexes and Triangles one. So.
Yeah, you were there, right? You did.
I did a song with you guys.
Yeah. Sean's on that record.
Yeah.
All right, so my last band.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's your number 3?
My last band.
I know what it's going to be.
I bet you do too.
Restart.
It'd be like let's do a crossword puzzle. F
A
I
O
L
U R E. Failure. So yeah, failure would be my last one too. It was like totally a sneak from behind band too, because I had heard them before. Because I think everyone has actually heard like their one big single, which was "Stuck on You." If you don't know that, listen to Failure, Stuck on You. You'd be like, oh, I remember that from the radio back in the 90s. But they've evolved quite a bit since then. They took like a 10-year hiatus, and I've seen them twice since they came back. I saw them with Hum, which Hum is another big band for me. But
yeah, they're cool.
Failure is pretty fucking awesome. His Kenny Andrews, his voice is awesome. Now he's like a producer who is actually, I think he's done maybe 2 Jimmy Eat World CDs, like produced them. And I forget who the hell else he's done too. I don't think Chevelle. I think that was all another dude. That was all. But anyways.
You know how I actually discovered Failure was A Perfect Circle covered
Oh
the Nurse Who Loved Me.
Oh, I love that.
Great song, but I think honestly, listening back, the Failure version is better. It gets bigger. It's more, kind of grandiose. But after I heard that, I was like, "Who the hell is this band Failure?" And I went back and listened. So I think that Perfect Circle song came out in like 2003, so it was kind of already past the golden age of the first 3 Failure albums. So I had to kind of like go back and learn and explore those. But such a great band. Fantastic Planet is like one of my favorite albums ever.
Yeah, front to back, it's like one of those awesome ones. If you're into music, you should listen to it. They did an awesome cover too. I think you've heard it, but they covered Depeche Mode's "Enjoy the Silence," and they've actually they redid the vocals on it because they didn't like it, the original one. It's pretty spot on, but they made the guitars so much heavier on it.
Nice.
It's pretty awesome.
That's cool.
So those are my 3.5.
Nice. Yeah.
Because Joe Barresi did Chevelle. That's what I was thinking of. I have like these major brain farts sometimes.
Joe Barresi's awesome.
Beer.
Yeah, Barresi has done a lot of stuff too. Like shit you don't even know. He
did the last Tool album, the latest Fear Inoculum. He's done
Tool. He's done a few Chevelle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done a lot. You don't even know. Like he doesn't like take credit for any of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think he sometimes doesn't get credited on things.
No.
So yeah.
If you watch, there's a lot of videos of him like in the studio talking or whatnot, and he talks a lot about not giving a flying fuck about making money. It's like if he has the choice between 2 bands, one's going to give him $50,000, and he just thinks the music sucks. And then he's got this other band of high school students that are like, he really believes in them and thinks the music kicks ass. He'll just do the fucking other band, the high school band, for free, just because he doesn't give a shit about the money.
That's amazing. That's
There are
really
many
cool.
people out there who do that, and that's friggin' really
I like
cool.
that a lot.
Yep.
That's like true integrity, integrity over money. Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is Craig G from Thems That Wait, and you're listening to TrawlCast with Sean and Seth. Let's take a bite out of rock. Oh, yeah.
You guys have been around for a few years now. You've obviously played some shows because we've played a show with you guys a couple times. What are some of your favorite venues and shows that you've played in your tenure as a band?
First, I'd say it's 212. I think everybody is going to be missing 212.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That sucks.
Yep.
It really does.
Some of the best shows, definitely 212.
It's one of those things that you didn't realize what you had until it was gone.
Yeah.
Like, everyone plays there a lot. So after a year or two of playing there, like, a lot, you're just like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just 212. Let's just go have fun or whatever. But now that it's gone, everyone's like, fuck me.
Just one more show
around.
with Alan yelling at you from the bar.
Right.
Guys.
Just like the CD.
Right.
Like the
Exactly.
That's fucking Mint City.
Mint City.
So 212 is one of your favorite venues. Do you have another favorite venue, or do you have a favorite show you've played?
Favorite show?
Favorite show. That's
I don't know.
Let's see.
I don't know about that.
Empire used to always be awesome. We did a few there. That was fun.
Yeah, it's never really full, but it's a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah.
It's a great venue. It sounds good.
Cool room.
Yeah.
I love the smell of that room too.
We did the Halabash.
I think that probably one. Well, I don't know.
I thought the Halabash show was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Forgot we did that.
that was pretty fun. There was quite a few people there for that.
Yeah. Yep.
It's pretty good.
Even the Heart of 207 show was
That was
Yeah.
fun show.
That was another
Dan's
good one.
game.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
Dan's baby.
And
I got way too drunk at
Yeah.
stage dive on people's sets. I think Boyer probably hated me after that.
stage dive? I don't remember.
No, I meant stage bomb.
You came up on stage later that night.
Oh,
and
that's
stage
right.
bombed me.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have that on
I knocked
video.
over my iPad stand.
Yep.
Boyer's up there, and I'm watching him. I'm kind of like, I'm going to jump up there. They're like, don't
like,
do
what?
anything. Kristen, my girlfriend, Kristen's like, sit your ass down.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm going to play this solo. Here comes flipped right sideways, and I'm up there, and Boyer just stops playing, and I'm playing the guitar really badly. And I got off stage, and I was like, what room there, Seth?
Who's up next?
Well, he's done his job.
Time goes up and Dan's playing, and there's pictures of me, and I was like, I was resting on his head, like I was playing fucking Airplane on his head or something. I was just like coasting, like ready to
Zach
fall
Wild
through the
and
fucking
Ozzy
drum kit.
Osbourne.
I saw that video.
Like you did when you came up. You almost knocked my stand.
Yeah.
I was completely messed up. That might be the best show that we've done. That one was wicked.
That was a blast.
It just went well. That whole night went well.
Yeah.
It really did. Everybody that went was a really positive vibe the whole night, and everybody had fun.
It was a lot of fun.
So
Raise money for the
it
Travis Mills
smoothly
Foundation.
changed. We had no issues. The sound was good.
And some shows you get to, and there's like bands that just don't like each other, and that's
I was just gonna say you guys did it for the Travis Mills Foundation, and you raised a good amount of money for that, so that's very honorable. I heard that the MC was kind of a douchebag, but that's besides the point.
Oh, that's right.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
right.
Take what
Fifth
you can
choice
get.
is okay.
It's like a sixth choice. Yeah.
For those who don't know, Sean
somehow
hasn't seen that one.
just so everyone knows, somehow these guys have roped me into doing more shit that I was just like, I don't know, and they're like, yeah, you have fun. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'll have fun.
What's up, my friends? This is Vinny from Diana Drive, and you are listening to TrawlCast.
Everything is gone in your hometown. You're alone now. It's a ghost town. Everything is gone in your hometown. You're alone now. It's a ghost town.
As a band who's 3 EPs deep into your catalog, you guys are clearly a band that believes in the power and the agility of an EP as a format. Tell us a little bit about your process of recording new music and why EPs work best for you guys.
start at that end again.
Oh, okay.
I'll go last.
Well, if it were up to me, we'd do a full album, but I always get outvoted. So,
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
You know, with that, you know, like we have a thing where we put out an EP usually like once every year. So if we were to put out to try to deal with an album, it would take a lot more time and there'd be a little bit more, you know, we wouldn't be able to put out music as quick. So with the EPs, we're able to kind of have a general idea or a general focus for the EP. So, you know, it is kind of theme based in a way, which if you don't know me, I'm huge on themes. Like I love themes for albums and songs in general. So if each album or EP can have a theme, then that's kind of what we go for. And
Nice.
We've kind of done that for each of these three. So
we usually, you know, in the past, we would jam them live a few times, kind of get the feel for them. We have this tendency to write a song in like a week and then just like play it live, like we know it really well, and then we figure it out because we're forced to, and it goes well. And like if we enjoy playing it, we're like, all right, we'll run with that structure. That's cool. And you know, we want to get that, like Ian said, get the songs out as quickly as we can and keep people engaged as much as we can. And it's about it, really.
Continuing changing our sound and trying to recreate us over again.
Yeah. And I feel like, you know, to that point, I've been able to hear, you know, from No Alliance to Hexes and Triangles to Bardo.
Yeah,
I've heard like, you know, definitely, I wouldn't say, I don't know if you'd call it like maturity, but I would definitely.
I'd call it an evolution. You can hear a different
it's an
phase
evolution
of the
you
band.
Can hear a different
for
phase.
each EP. So,
which is awesome. I mean, I really love the new stuff.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
And especially seeing on, you know, Spotify, you know, you guys have like almost 20,000 plays for Bardo now. Like, how does that make you feel?
I haven't even checked.
I think Hexes and Triangles itself has like 28,000 plays.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's crazy.
It's our number one.
That's awesome.
I know that.
That's insane to me. Like, it was a surprise to me.
Yeah.
When
We're on a
Justin
bunch
was
of playlists. That's why we get that. It's not just completely.
Yeah, but it's still something. You're on a playlist. People are going to hear you, and you know what? Maybe they get that song stuck in their head, and they like it, and then they go to the artist page, and then you know they start to follow you, and then they start poking you for merchandise and signed bald caps and stuff like that.
Yep. Masks.
Mask with a light up DN logo. Anytime you talk.
Yeah.
Merchandising.
Right.
Guys. I got an idea. Light up DN face masks. Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Mint colored.
Yeah. Mint City colored.
Mint City guy.
Mint and chrome. Mint City.
You think Alan's listening? We love you, Alan.
Gotta hand it to Alan though for bringing a great outlet for the local scene and having all different types of acts, comedy, acoustic nights.
Yep.
And just always had a lot of fun there. So
hopefully,
gotta hand it to him.
Hopefully, he comes back in some form.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I know the 212 has definitely been a mainstay in the music scene in at least the state of Maine, if not New England, because a lot of bands that have come from out of state, they come and they may not find the giant venue they think they're going to get, but they come to this little bar that's a hole in the wall down in Brown Street in Westbrook, Maine, and they walk in, they're like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden it's packed and everyone's having a good time. The sound system's great. The stage is amazing. The drinks flow. The people are having a good time. There's never any bullshit. So I'm hoping that the glimpses I've seen of a possible return, maybe a rebranding and whatnot, I'm hoping that does come into fruition so that we can all get back to that place, because that definitely holds a lot of special memories for me, and I know everyone that's in this episode tonight. So
Hey, this is Kevin from Drivetrain, and you are in the deep end of the pool with TrawlCast.
Gonna pull my bottle up, put it down. Gonna fill my liquor cup until I drown. I'm gonna tip my bottle up to the sky. Gonna drink my liquor up until I die.
So yeah, and this is kind of piggybacking on talking about like 212.
Wait a second before you start. Can you ask this question like you're Christopher Walken?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll do it verbatim how I wrote it, but I'll do it as Christopher Walken. All right. EP Bardo, or as I like to call it affectionately, a friggin' Bardo, Bob.
Oh my God.
Has been out for a minute, but it's getting some spins and attention despite not being able to play live shows, which is insane. However, I've always seen Division North as a live band. You guys, your sound is massive, your material is stellar, and your gear is always on point. It's you guys have your stuff together. But my question for you today is really, how has the pandemic changed your band in kind of your process? And when we do get back to live music, what song are you looking forward to playing live?
Oh man!
I had to mute my mic.
I'm gonna swallow that with this Miller Lite.
I think I got this one.
Wow.
Wow.
Sorry, that was a lot to unpack, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, very, very good, though. Very good. You sounded just like
You did. I was convinced for a minute I was famous.
That's awesome.
I think what we've learned during the pandemic is that we all have skills that we haven't figured out before, like Seth's impression.
Yes.
And our
You got to practice it sometime. Yeah.
All I've been practicing is hand farts, man.
Yeah. Actual farts.
That's some spectacular
some aggressive hand beefing.
Yeah.
a lot of practice.
That's years actually of practice. User, we played live a few times. User is like, I have fucked that up twice live, I think.
Only twice?
We are empath users, kinda like the shit you put us through. Hey, bands can be choosers, well I'll stay locked up in my room. We never wanna go out, we don't wanna go out. Hey, we are empath users.
only played it 3 times.
Right.
I think 2 of those
Perfect.
times I fucked up. And I think one time maybe Dan like porked some fucking verse or something in there, and we were like, ugh. But using the talk box, that solo I do in there, I cannot do live still, and I don't know.
I remember seeing that one when you guys first played it live.
We
Yeah,
stopped.
we played it at Mixers, and I think.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
yeah.
I think Mixers.
I was not at
porked
Mixers.
it, but all the other ones at 212, I fucked up, and I actually stopped at one point and just laughed at myself.
Yeah, Mixers was the show where the guy was like, "Get off the stage."
Yeah, Mixers was totally
that's right.
a radical show where we played last, and then this fucking guy who was hitting on people a third of his age started yelling at us, telling us to get off the stage. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
We just kept playing.
so I wanted to play more.
Play some R. Kelly.
Yeah.
We still haven't even answered.
Yeah,
Seth's question.
it's okay. The tangents add to the episode. It's all right.
This happens all the time
Yeah.
with
Can
us.
you repeat that?
Yeah. So, I'll
and do it in
the gist of it.
fucking voice.
No, he can't do that.
Okay.
Basically, I was asking you guys like how, the pandemic has changed things for you guys. Obviously, we can't play shows, but like, have you guys started thinking differently about like writing songs, or is there anything that you've changed? And then like, I think the other piece was just like what song, not necessarily from Bardo, but like what song.
I can't wait to play Daniel is the name of the song.
Oh,
Dan,
we got a new song.
is that,
We got
It's called Dan.
We got 2 things that are in the brew pot.
We have
Yeah.
2 new songs we've been working on that are like another, I would say, another evolution for us. 'cause
Really,
they
it is.
don't sound
Yeah.
like anything else what we've done. It's one of them's
Cool.
One of them's really fast. It's probably our fastest song.
Yeah.
And we have another song
Sweet.
too that it's like really kind of heavy. It's like a mini drum solo in the middle, and
Yep.
so I think it's evolved again. If
Yes.
you ask me though, the song I want to play live, like our next show, would probably be like Sundown Palace. I just like the spacey, phasey shit I got going on there.
Yeah, that's fun to play.
It was one of those songs that just came together really fast. Like we just bang, we were like probably good to go in 3 practices or whatever.
I hope you call me to your house. Push me out when I've got one foot over. You would tempt me with your hand down. Making promise of return. Your repeated message became a god in my mind.
That one just,
I love the ones that come together quickly.
yeah, it was just like
good
that. It's like,
sign.
it was like bomb bomb. It was
Yeah.
done.
I can't wait to play Queen Vice live again and have Sean come up
Yes.
on stage.
Always
I always
fun.
have a good time when he gets up there.
When he's there
It's really
poking
cool.
Yeah, I say I
In the
do have an absolute blast doing that song with you guys, especially because it's something that's
It's good to be up there with
it's something that's different for me. It's not, I don't have to be up there killing myself all the time. I can come up and enjoy just adding my style and my flavor to the mix, and interacting with like Justin and Josh and Dan and especially Ian. Like, it always brings me a lot of joy and pleasure to be up on stage doing that. So I can't wait to be able to go do that on stage again with you guys.
What's up, everybody? This is Kevin from How We Burn. Y'all listening to TrawlCast.
Fought for that piece of my mind back. I'm winning now. The good times go. That's why we're living now.
It's interesting to see what people's favorite songs are from from their bands. Like,
Right.
I don't know what Division North has had, but like, has people come up to you and said, "This is my favorite song"? Or
a lot of people did that with, like with the first, hexes and triangles for one, but I bet a lot of people say Mark of Binding.
Mark of Bindings, yeah.
Is
I would
like,
say that too.
Yeah.
they love that song.
It's a great song.
They just come up to us and be like, "Yeah, I love that,"
Yeah. I think that Aaron from Iron Dynamite, I think that's his favorite tune from us.
Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Hexes and Triangles, I've heard a lot of feedback. A lot of people like that song. It's high energy, really cool song. And then I've heard a lot of good feedback. Sundown Palace.
Right.
It's so eerie and just different, you know, and I think people see that more than anything. So, Green Vice is also kind of out there. I mean, it's a different song. I mean, what is it, almost 5 minutes long? Like, that's
for Division North, it's a long song because a lot of our songs are quick. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
It's really loud. Like, there's one point where I have a fuzz and a distortion on. Like, it's just crazy loud and just obnoxious, and it's just fun.
Yep.
Cool. Kind of going off Seth's thought process and question. With this pandemic going on, and you guys have been able to do some more writing and stuff like that, and you're focusing on writing more than, tightening up your music. Do you guys have any big plans or some, new ideas you want to try?
One of the things that we talked about, and Dan, I'll jog your memory on this. Dan came up with this idea of having a show where us local bands, whether it's Division North, Trawl, Object, whatever. I don't know if I can cover Object's material, but we would cover each other's songs. Like, we would all get tasked with covering a song of each other.
We'd let each band pick their song that they'd want to cover from another band that was actually playing.
You know what's funny is Seth and I, we've had this idea.
I love that idea.
But I love that idea. That's a fantastic idea. I think a lot of bands would be down for it.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
Be a surprise too. Like, the other band doesn't know what song we're going to cover. So, like, we get up and we start playing, Ghost Pepper Cantina or something like that, and you guys are like, oh shit,
song. Right?
That would be really cool.
Yeah, and
I'd love to hear that.
I think that's the exciting part of that kind of event, where maybe they could, maybe it's a quick. You got 5 songs, you could play 4 of your own, and then you got to do 1 cover. But don't tell anyone where the cover is. Like, if you play the cover first thing, just keep going. So try to mix it up and play with people's minds, so they're sitting there and they're expecting to hear, Hexes and Triangles, and all of a sudden they hear friggin' Mimic, and they're like, wait, what the fuck?
Right.
This isn't that.
That'd be sweet.
That would be really cool. Yeah.
That would be super cool.
If we just had a big show, like it was just we amped up, like we advertised for it. We got people like, look, this is going to be a big show where, and maybe to draw people to it, we would say that we would cover other people's songs. And I think that would probably create some type of interesting, people would be like, oh, I can't wait to see them cover that song or whatever.
Well, and I know Mark Curto did the, and I'm blanking on the name now. Yeah, Beautiful Locals.
Beautiful Locals.
And they did like local bands covered local bands, and that CD was amazing. Like, hearing all these different bands doing different styles of, I know a friend of mine's band did Combustible by Rustic Overtones, and like, it was completely different. Like, they were a metal band doing Combustible. It was like, what the this is awesome.
Yeah.
There's Paranoid Social Club did Hit the Ground, which was really cool. There was this band called The Press that did Bully by PSC, and it was really cool. There was like Rotors to Rust. There was Twisted Roots covering somebody else. There was like all the bands from that kind of late 90s, early 2000s Portland era. Just like mixing, that was a super cool.
I say we should
try
to get Curto to do a Beautiful Locals 2 or 3. I don't know if there was a second one, but do a new iteration with some of the bands that are going now, and especially with different mediums like podcasting or YouTube. There's bands, especially during the pandemic. We're still able to reach out to our listeners and our fans and give them updates or give them sneak peeks of what we're working on, or stuff like this where we're just talking, we're sitting down and having a conversation, just trying to, help pass the time, to help people, maybe take a breath, take a step back from having to deal with the stresses of dealing with the pandemic, or, maybe their work week sucked, or, and being able to do this with more media and more avenues to get out there, I think is a lot more beneficial, especially in this day and age. I think it would be a great chance. And so if you're listening, Curto, we'd love to try to help you set this up. We think it would be an amazing opportunity for some new local bands to even do stuff like, let's say Trawl does Twisted Roots. I mean,
right.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I'm really
I'd
excited.
love to do that.
Like, I just got excited.
I honestly,
played with Twisted Roots my first album.
I'd really like to hear a Division North cover of a Rotors to Rust song. Yeah.
Right.
Ooh.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah, see, now we're all stemmied up. It's going to happen. We got to make this happen. So, Curto, if you're listening, let's make this happen, man. We're all in this together. Let's have some fun.
Yep.
Hopefully people are like interested in getting out and going to see shows, once this all kind of calms down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, and that's, I think right now, I think people are starting to get that itch because I know there's been more people kind of pushing for things. Like I've spoken to a few people that were like, when's the new Trawl EP coming out? And this was before we announced the release. And I was like, oh, it's soon. And there's a lot of people like, are you anxious to play? And it's like, yeah, why wouldn't a musician be anxious to play? It's literally one of our main like drugs is being on stage. Do you guys have any big plans besides that? Like, do you have anything kind of in the works that's behind the scenes you might want to tell the TrawlCast listeners about?
As soon as it's ready, I think we've got a few new songs that we're working on. We've got some covers too that we've decided to pick up. But we're just really excited to get out there. We can't wait. And
I think more or less we'll probably eventually look outsource, like out of state. And as soon as things start to actually open back up, we were planning this, and I had been working on it and had started getting some things going. But then the pandemic happened and just like shut that whole idea down and try to just go out for a couple weeks and come back.
So we were actually like right on the verge.
Really.
Getting that
We're going to go like down to Louisiana area.
Yeah, we were planning on doing something big.
It was this close. We were like looking up RV rentals and shit. It was like getting real.
Yeah.
Charles done pretty well with playing outside of Maine. We kind of have so far played about half of our shows in Maine and half of them outside of Maine.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I went to your show at the Brick House once.
That's right, yeah.
People don't realize what they got till it's gone. And now that it's been gone for a year, I'm thinking that by the time bands like us get back, people are going to fucking appreciate us a little bit more.
People are going to want to go out and see shows.
You might actually go out and might stick around for more than 9 o'clock at night and be like, hey, man, you guys are really good. And buy your CD
I think that's, you're right. People are getting stir crazy. And especially now that people are seeing some of, like maybe they went to the 212 once or twice. They had a great time, but now seeing that it's not open and like certain venues are closing, they're like, well, shit, like I really liked that place. So I'm hoping like when everything starts to open back up and all the issues that we have, like not issues, but the regulations we have to follow, they all kind of calm down and people can get out and start doing stuff more. Like I'm hoping people are like, we have to go out. Like, and maybe, let's say 212 opens up again and you can only have 20 people, 30 people in there. I'll still play to 20 to 30 people just to play and have some fun. And especially I know they're coming out to have a good time because they haven't done it in so long, I think it's going to be fun.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you guys very much for coming on here and doing this.
Thank you for having us.
All right, thank you, Division North, for coming on, and thank you all for tuning into TrawlCast this week. If you like what you hear, we are available on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many, many more. So hit that subscribe button. As soon as a new episode drops, it'll be there ready and waiting for you to hit play. We're also on YouTube. All you have to do is go to youtube.com/TrawlPortlandME. That's the YouTube page. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button. You'll get notifications when we post stuff. Especially now, the EP is coming out very soon. You never know when we might drop something on there as a little hint or a teaser or taste. So click that bell, hit the subscribe button for the YouTube page. If you're able to, rate and review us 5 stars. Give us some love. Tell people what you like. It helps us move up in the charts and helps get more listeners to us, and we really appreciate all the listeners we have now. If you'd like to send us a voice message, all you got to do is go to anchor.fm/TrawlCast. There's a little button there. Click it. Have some fun. We will incorporate it into one of our episodes, so don't be afraid. If you swear, we swear. It's okay. Seth usually cuts a lot of what I say out, so it's okay. If you have a question, comment, show suggestion, or just want to say hi, all you got to do is cast a line to us at trawlband@gmail.com. I say it every time. It's our email. We check it all the time, so hit us up. We'd love to hear from you. For more information about Trawl and all things Trawl related, all you got to do is point that browser to www.trawlband.com. It has everything. It's got merch, it's got pictures, it's got videos, it's got information about possible upcoming shows or possible EP releases. So go to trawlband.com for all that information. Again, thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you Division North for coming on and talking with us. It's been a blast. I'm sure this is going to be a great episode for at least the parties involved. I don't know if everyone else is going to enjoy it, but I had a great time. My name's Sean Matthews.
This is Seth and Sean.
This has been TrawlCast. Thank you all for tuning in.